Good morning, everyone. It's me, Mary D. Tuwanak, your reporter for today. So, our topic for today is about the Module 24, which is the physical development of high school learners. So, of course, we have prior knowledge about this topic kasi na-experience natin ang pagiging high school. And we have also experienced ang pagiging adolescent, ng stage of puberty. Kaya, I know you can relate with this topic, so let's go on. So, adolescent along physical development would focus on the major changes or factors of puberty. So, ito yung may encounter natin sa topic na ito. And also, early and late physical maturation will be tackled and identifying dangers and opportunities for the growing teenager. So, adolescent is a stage of human development that coincides with puberty, a biological development occurring at the average age of 11 for girls and 12 for boys. Factors that contribute to early puberty and delayed puberty. So ano nga bang mga factors na naka-contribute or naka-apekto kung bakit, for example, yung isang bata is maagang nadalaga at yung isang bata naman is late na na-experience ang pagdadalaga. So, first is the heredity. So, maaring heredity or nasa genes na ng kanilang pamilya, which is inherited from their grandparents to their parents and to the kid itself. Second is the diet. Diet, siguro kulang ang isang bata ng nourishment, ng nutrition, ng vitamins na kailangan ng katawan para magawa yung kanilang function. So, siguro yung cells kulang ng energy or kulang ng nutrition. Kaya hindi siya slow yung maturation ng changes sa ating body. Third is exercise. So, kailangan ng exercise para gumalaw-galaw yung mga muscles natin, para madali yung pagtanggap ng signal from the brain or the hormones to the cells to the part of a certain body itself. So, fourth is the socio-environmental influence. Maaring impluensya ng kapaligiran. Kaya early siya, naging dalaga. Siguro, may mga example, mga pagkain na maaring nagkukos or nagko-contribute sa kaniyang maagang pagdadalaga at pagbibinata. Okay? Kasi nga, yung mga pagkain sa panahon ngayon is full of chemicals which may contribute to that may hasten the hormones para maagang madalagang isang bata or delayed siyang ma-experience ang stage of puberty. So, early and late maturation in adolescence accompany the cognitive and social-emotional development of adolescents. So, when the part of the body or there are physical changes took place into our body, also the cognitive or the mind and the emotion itself will also take its leap or its transition or nagmature din ang pag-iisip or emotion ng isang bata. Okay? So, the teacher has the responsibility to guide and support its learners in their high school years. So, this is one responsibility of teachers. Kaya siya yung tinahasan na mag-guide, mag-support, or mag-facilitate ng kanyang learners kasi siya yung parating kasama niya within a day, 'di ba? Minsan lang yung parents, sa weekends lang sila, may time. Kaya teacher, kailangan sila para mag-guide sa kanilang mga estudyante when they experience this kind of changes in their high school years. So, sharing time. When I was a kid, of course, I experienced those things. At first, I really hate it kasi gusto ko magkasama kami ng mga kaibigan ko na ma-experience yon. Ayokong ako lang. Kasi early kasi ako sa kanila, mas na-experience yung puberty at my age. At siguro dahil malusog ako sa time na iyon, nung bata pa ako, I hate it kasi I don't have the knowledge, I don't have, parang hindi pa ako nagtanong-tanong sa parents ko about sa mga bagay na iyon. Tapos na-experience ko lang, first time ko talaga na, alam mo yun, yung kinabahan ka, bakit may dugo, bakit may ganto, bakit may changes sa katawan ko, bakit basta alam nyo na, yung mga changes sa body, sa mukha, na-experience ko yun lahat hanggang ngayon. Okay. So, of course, I am curious. Yung relationship din ng pamilya namin, nagiging close din kami kasi now, I have understood yung pag-iisip nila kasi unti-unti ko nang nare-realize yung bagay-bagay sa paligid ko. Parang hindi na ako isip bata. I have already accepted some responsibilities na maaring magawa ng mga adult kasi I can easily approach them. And of course, yung strict na sila kasi nga nagdalaga ka, wag mong gawin to, wag mong gawin yan kasi mapapahama ka dyan, ganun. May mga times talaga na sa bahay ka lang kasi bawal. At may mga pamahiin din na wag mong gawin kasi nga bawal din sa tradisyon, okay? So, in high school, I really, alam mo yun, yung na-embarrass ka, na yung may stain yung uniform mo, kasi hindi mo alam, or alam mo man, pero nangyayari talaga ang mga stains na you really never expect it, na parang napapahiya ka na lang na siya, ganun. Siya yung ano niya, bakit mo naman ikakahiya yan? Normal lang naman yan. Pero bakit ang iba, parang mag-react when they saw that? Na-experience din naman nila yan. May mali ba dun? Kaya yun, I felt the anxiety into myself, yung changes nga, kasi sabi mo, buti pa siya, ganun, ganyan. Yun yung nangyari when I was a high school. But now, I really accept the fact na ganito ako, and I love the way who I am. Charot! So, adolescence, a period of transition in terms of physical, cognitive, and socio-emotional changes. Yes. The specific ages for puberty period vary from person to person, but early adolescence characterized by puberty at ages 11 to 12. So dito na-experience na ang unti-unting pagbabago at the age of 11 to 12. And middle adolescents may met identity issues at ages 14 to 16. Dito nangyari na rin yung masasabi mo na girl ba ako, boy ba ako, bi ba ako, tomboy ba, gay ba, ganon. Yung rainbow dito, nakikurious na yung mga bata. Kasi I guess, first thing or first factor that bakit they felt those things, dahil sa paligid nila, socio-emotional or socio-environmental changes or factors sa kanilang pag-iisip. Kaya they have asked those questions, ano ba ako? Ganon. And late adolescence marks the transition into adult at ages 17 and 20. Dito na-experience na ang pagiging adult, which is you can accept responsibilities. Dito, mas nabibigyan ka na ng trust kasi nga, you're in the time of transition into adult at age 17 to 20. Pwede ka nang magtrabaho, ganon. Okay, so ito yung mga changes, but it varies from person to person. May mga bata or may mga adult naman or may mga adolescents naman at the age of 17, hindi pa mature ang kanilang pag-isip. Kasi nga, yung utak nila, yung, alam mo yun, siguro hindi masyadong nag-mature or there are some inheritance or sa nung binubuntis pa sila, there are some factors that affect their mind. Kaya hindi nila early na-acclaim yung changes towards themselves. So what are the physical development with puberty? First is the physical appearance, rapid rate of growth, resultant feeling of awkwardness, and unfamiliarity with bodily changes. Na-experience nila yung unfamiliarity sa kanilang that took place into their body, like bakit lumalaki yung dibdib, bakit nagkakabuhok yung kilikili, bakit may lumalaking pimple sa mukha, bakit dumadami yung pimples, bakit may wrinkles from baby face naging adult face, ganon. They are more unfamiliar with the bodily changes that took place into their body. So, next is alteration in sleeping habits and parent relationship, parent-adolescent relationship possibly accompanying puberty. So, nag-change din yung sleeping habits. Imbis na nung bata tayo, pinapatulog tayo ng tanghali, sa gabi, pinapatulog tayo ng maaga. Ngayon, hindi na masyadong natutulog sa tanghali, hindi na rin masyadong natutulog sa gabi ng maaga. So, yun yung mga changes that took place when a person goes into its puberty stage. However, parents should facilitate these changes para naman, alam mo yun, yung maintindihan ng mga teenagers kung anong nangyayari sa kanila, bakit ito nangyayari, and how to cope up with those changes positively, right? Okay. So, what are the puberty changes that took place when a person reaches its puberty stage? So, first is the hormone flooding. During adolescence, cause an acceleration known as growth spurts or pag-spurt, pagtubo ng growth, diba? So, growth spurts include a change in bodily dimension. Paglaki ng ulo, paglaki ng mata, paglaki ng bibig, ng ilong, ng dibdib, ng muscles, ng baywang, ng hips, ng legs. Yun, yung bodily dimension lumalaki. Ang tawag doon is growth spurts. So, while spurt in height or pagtubo ng height commonly based on trunk. So, naka-base yung height natin when our trunk grows and not the growth on legs. Hindi po siya nakabase sa pagtubo ng legs, however, on trunk itself. So, for girls, growth spurts begin at 10 to 11 and a half years old, and slow but continual growth still occurs after those ages. So, mas maagang na-experience ng mga girls ang growth spurts or mga some changes sa pangangatawan. While boys begin at 12 to 14 years old and slowly declining at age 15 and a half, while slow and continual growth occurs afterwards. So, mas nagiging visible din ang growth sa mga lalaki when they reach the age of 12 to 14 and unti-unting humihina at the age of 15, pero humihina siya, pero tuloy-tuloy yung changes after those years. Kasi ako, maaga akong lumaki. Nung grade 10 ako, may classmate ako na lalaki, maliit pa siya sa akin. Tapos, para sa akin, ako na yung pinakamalaki daw sa paaralan namin. Until nag-senior high school kami, yung maliit na batang nakaklase ko noon, mas malaki pa sa akin ngayon. Kaya, wag mag-judge ng maaga. Okay, yun yung mga changes talaga na you never expected na mangyayari sa'yo or sa kaklase mo. Yun. So, growth spurts. 98% of adult height is generally reached at age 16 for girls while 17 for boys. So, nagiging visible na daw po yung pagtubo ng body dimensions when a girl reaches 16 and a boy reaches 17. So, naging visible na, mas nakikita na yung changes sa pangangatawan. So, growth in height is conditioned by stages in bone maturation. However, in height naman, nakabase siya sa bone maturation. And also, nakabase din sa age. And also, sa bone maturation, nakabase sa nutrients ng body. Kasi hindi hindi magmamature ang bones kapag hindi enough yung nourishment, yung nutritions, yung vitamins na kailangan. Okay? Kaya masasabi natin may mga pandak, may mga matatangkad. Pero hindi naman lahat yon. Maaring inheritance yun na pandak, na matangkad sila. However, most commonly sa bone maturation po talaga. And all muscular and skeletal dimensions appear to take part in growth spurts during adolescence. So, hindi lang po height. However, mga muscles din lumalaki, yung Adam's apple, yung abs, yung mga muscles ng mga lalaki, abs sa binte, abs sa legs. Yon, muscular and skeletal dimensions. So, factors affecting development. So, first is hormones are powerful and highly specialized chemical substance that interact with body cells. So, hormones, sila yung nag-interact sa body cells para mag-signal sa isang particular part ng ating katawan para mag-change. Parang sila yung hormones, yung leader, at yung body cells, sila yung parang utusan. Sabihin na, sige body cells, sabihan mo si ganon na dapat mag-change siya sa araw na ito. Parang ganon. So, hormonal changes in hypothalamus and pituitary glands signal the entire process of sexual maturation. So, sa sexual maturation, so hypothalamus and pituitary glands found in our brain. So, sila yung nagsisignal sa sexual maturation ng isang teenager or adolescent. So, the process of hormonal changes in hypothalamus and pituitary glands. First is the secretion of gonadotropic hormones. So, gonadotropic hormones is a kind of hormone found in hypothalamus and pituitary glands by the anterior pituitary at the base of the brain near the geometric center of head. So, sinisikret or parang binibigyan yung signal, yung gonadotropic hormones or yung hormones na gonadotropic, siya yung nagbibigay ng signals sa by the anterior pituitary gland. So, gonads, which are the ovaries for the female and the testes for the male, are then stimulated by the gonadotropic hormones. So, yung gonadotropic hormones, sila yung nagtitrigger sa sexual changes or mga reproductive organs ng female. Ovaries for male and testes for ovaries for female and testes for male. Yung gonadotropic hormone yung nag-stimulate sa kanila, turn stimulating their own hormones. So, sila yung parang vitamins ng ovaries at ng testes para mag-change. Okay. So, this stimulation causes the secretion of testosterone in the male sex organ and of estrogen in the female ovary. So, sila yung nagko-contribute or sila yung dahilan kung bakit nagtutok place or nagiging visible or doon na mag-start yung testosterone sa testes ng male and estrogen in the female ovary. In males, testosterone stimulates male characteristics compromised by spermacea, enlargement of the testes gland that produces sperm in the scrotum, growth of the penis, male organ for population. So, spermacea. So, enlargement of the testes. So, nag-enlarge yung testes gland that produces sperm sa scrotum and nag-enlarge or nag-grow din yung penis ng mga lalaki. Okay. So, capacity for ejaculation of male sperms. So, tumataas din yung capacity ng male sperms. And facial hair development or bird growth and continuing growth of pubic hair. So, alam na ng mga lalaki ito at alam na din natin ito kung anong mga changes ito, right? And lowering of voice caused by enlargement of the larynx and double lightening of the vocal cords. So, lumalaki yung kanilang mga boses, lumalalim. Parang kinuha sa ilalim ng whale. Alam niyo yon, yung mga malalaking boses. Dahil ito sa mga changes na nagtutook place sa mga kalalakihan. And in girls, estrogen triggers the beginning of the breast enlargement. So, yung dibdib ng mga babae lumalaki. An appearance of pubic hair. Widening of the hips. And menarche or first menstruation. So, first menstruation ng mga babae. Elevation of the female breasts is the first external sign of puberty in girls. Right? Yung masakit sa dibdib, yung sumasakit yung dibdib, kaya dapat sumusuot na ng baby bra dahil nga this is the first sign of puberty sa girls, accompanied by growth of the uterus and vagina. And girls achieve menarche beginning age 11 until age 13. There are ethnic differences such as in African American and European American girls exhibiting secondary sex activities as early as 8 and 9 years. Menarche as early as 11 and 12 years. So, mas naagang nagdadalaga at nagbibinata ang mga African and European Americans kaysa sa mga normal or kagaya ng mga Pinoy. 11 at 12 talaga ang kadalasan na sila ay na-experience na yung mga changes or puberty stage. In spermacea for boys, the need to discharge semen or a semen is a mix with a sticky fluid produced by the prostate gland occurs periodically. So, discharge of semen occurs during sleep, caused by sexual dreams for boys. It may also occur during conscious manipulation of the male sexual organ, known as masturbation. Alam na natin yun kung ano ang mga bagay na ito. However, masturbation is strictly prohibited by religion. However, science regards it as a normal phenomenon unless it becomes a habitual aberration that may affect confidence in heterosexual boy and girl relationship. So, normal lang daw ang pagpapalabas ng semen for boys. However, it should be done periodically and not habitually. Okay. So, the secular trend. So, we're gonna be tackling about the secular trend. A phenomenon of more rapid physical maturation during this century. So, in 1800s, first menstrual period at age 15 to 27. So, para sa atin, parang late na ito na nag-experience menarche, right? Or first menstrual period sa 1800s na mga bata, na mga kabataan. Ngayon, boys reach maximum height at age 28 to 20 and 13 to 14 for girls. So, unti-unti nang parang nagiging early ang edad ng mga bata when they experience the physical maturation. Factors affecting the secular trend or process from kid into adult into late adulthood. First is interaction of genetic and environmental influences Ito yung factors maaring sa environmental influences. Kaya there is a secular trend or changes in physical maturation. Improve healthcare and living conditions. So maaring improve yung healthcare, or there are more sufficient healthcare or living of a certain person, kaya na-experience nila yung normal na pagbabago sa pangangatawan. Control of infectious diseases. So, hindi sila nila na-experience yung mga infectious diseases. And better nutrition. You have more nutrition kaysa sa mga, 'di ba, may mga bata na lesser nutrition, kaya at the age of parang mga 15, para pa silang mga 10 tingnan kasi they have lesser nutrition than a person na mayroong improved healthcare and living. Kaya talaga nakadepende ang physical maturation ng isang tao sa kaniyang parang estado sa buhay. Isa doon. However, yung iba, parang sa genes na or inheritance na ng pamilya. And sexual identity. So, let's talk about sexual identity. Adolescence is a time of sexual exploration and experiment with sexual fantasies. So, dito, na-experience na ng mga kabataan ngayon, mga teenagers, yung parang nililito pa nila yung sarili nila kung babae ba ako, kung lalaki ba ako, ganon. They are more like Dora, ini-explore pa nila yung sarili nila sa iba't ibang sexual identity. Klaro naman, makikita naman sa sarili nila kung ano talaga sila. However, lumilihis sila sa daan, kadalasan sa mga tao ngayon. However, we cannot control them kasi yun yung which is a fact or a part of adolescence, okay? So adolescents are concerned about their body image, sexual attractiveness, how to do sex, and future of their sexual lives. So sa adolescents dito, nagiging concerned din sila sa kanilang pangangatawan, sexual attractiveness, and future of their sexual lives. Talagang dito yung parang transition, yung rapid or yung transition na dapat mayroong nagfa-facilitate sa mga bata kasi this is the time of knowing oneself, kung ano talaga ikaw. Kailangan ng mag-guide sa'yo, kailangan ng parents, kailangan ng teachers na or adults na makapagsasabi kung or magkakapag-clarify ng mga questions mo about sa sarili mo. So, how do adolescents develop a sexual identity? So, paano nga ba nila na-develop kung ano sila sexually? So, according to Bagwell and Rosenthal, 1996, adolescents' sexual identity involves sexual orientation, activities, interests, and style of behavior. So, dito, sabi ni Bagwell and Rosenthal, 1996, so, adolescent sexual identity, maaring nag-involve siya sa sexual orientation, kung ano ka ba, lalaki ka ba o babae ka ba, sa mga activities na ginagawa niya. Kung panglalaki ba yung activities na ginagawa niya or pang babae, nakaka-apekto yun ng sexual identity, yung interest niya. Gusto ba niya ng Miss Universe o gusto niya ng boxing? And style of behavior. Sa behavior niya, gusto niya bang maging beauty queen or gusto niya bang maglaro ng soccer? Yon. Isa yon sa paraan ng pag-develop ng mga adolescents na kanilang sexual identity. Okay. Sexual orientation is a person's tendency to be attracted to people of the same sex or homosexual orientation, opposite sex or heterosexual orientation, or both sexes or bisexual orientation. So, Ang tawag pala kapag you felt attracted, example, kung girl ka, and kung girl ka, tapos girl din yung na-attrakan mo, you may be a homosexual, mayroon kang homosexual orientation. Kasi same sex, 'di ba? Na-attract ka sa same sex. But I am a heterosexual. I have a heterosexual orientation kasi opposite sex. I'm not trained to ganon. Alam niyo na. So, yun. I know. Pwede mo yang masabi sa sarili mo kung ano ka. Kung anong sexual orientation ka. Kung anong sexual identity mo. Sa ngayon, tanungin mo ang sarili mo. Ano ba ako? Sino ba ako? Charot. Yeah. In terms of sexual identity, adolescence is the period when most gay or lesbian and transgenders begin to recognize and make sense of their feelings. So, sa sexual identity, dito na mas na-emphasize or mas naiintindihan ng nakararami kung ano talaga sila. If they are girl, boy, bakla, tomboy. Ganon. So, Freudian, a development analysts propose a model for the development of homosexual identity. First is sensitization, marked by the child's becoming aware of same-sex attraction. So, para daw ma-identify ng isang bata ang homosexual identity, so gumawa si Freud ng model for the development of homosexual identity. So, marked by the child's becoming aware of same-sex attraction. So, kailangan ma-aware ng isang bata tungkol sa same-sex attraction at ano yon and how to cope up or deal with it. Identity confusion, when the youth is overwhelmed with feelings of inner turmoil regarding sexual orientation. Identity assumption, when adolescents come out of the family and assumes a self-definition as a gay, lesbian, or bisexual. Commitment, when the young adult adopts a sexual identity as a lifestyle. So, di ba, kadalasan sa mga bata, sabi nila gay sila, lesbian sila, bisexual sila. May mga tao rin, kapag tinitingnan nila ang isang tao sa actions pa lang, parang nagde-judge na sila, yan, gay yan, bisexual yan, ganon, 'di ba? Kaya isa sa mga, 'di ba, model ng mga kabataan ngayon kapag nakikita nilang isang tao, gwapo siya, tapos sinasabihan na agad na, bakla yan. Kasi yun yung parang influence na ng environment na gwapo, pero yung actions niya, yung behavior niya is opposite sa kanyang physical appearance. And mayroon ding mga bata na or mga teenagers ngayon na nasasaktan na sa pag-ibig. Kaya ginagawang lifestyle ang pagiging bakla, pagiging tomboy, ganon. Parang hindi na mas na-emphasize ano talaga ang sexual identity ng mga kabataan ngayon. Kasi nakakalito na talaga ang panahon. However, we cannot really control them. But we can influence them. Okay. A positive LGBT identity is usually difficult for a variety of reasons, including family, race, and religious culture. Risks to the homosexual adolescents are real due to the heteronormative environment, and LGBTs may suffer ostracism, hurtful jokes, and even violence. Kasi 'di ba, hindi pa masyadong na-accept, example sa country natin, hindi pa masyadong na-accept ang LGBT community kasi kadalasan sa mga tao dito is heteronormative or naniniwala lang sa dalawang sexes, male and female. Pero sa ibang mga bansa, kinakasal na ang mga homosexuals na mga couples. Dito lang talaga sa bansa natin, we are more devoted about the words of God. Pero however, we cannot deny the fact na totoo ang LGBT. Okay. So, ito yung mga kadalasang mga risk or sufferings na na-experience nila sa panahon ngayon. Hurtful jokes, violence. Isa na doon yung nakita ko sa news, yung isang lalaki, naglalakad lang yung gay, tapos gabi na yon. Pero may isang bata na vinidyo siya, sinipa niya sa ulo yung gay na naglalakad. Wala namang ginawa. Isa yun sa mga risk kung bakit yung LGBT is niluluk down talaga ng heteronormative na environment. Kasi para sa kanila, ang pagiging gay is salot. However, wala silang karapatan na mag-took the violence. Wala namang ginawa sa kanila yung tao, bakit nila ginanon? Sexual identity does not define the moral ng isang tao. So, even though he is not straight, however, the moral is there. As long as you are a gay or a lesbian, still you can act as a human, right? So, the society, I'm not begging or I'm not pleasing to accept this community. However, we should still has the enlightenment or dapat ma-accept natin sila. We are more knowledgeable about morals. Kahit pa man sa tingin natin example, hindi mo siya matanggap dahil ganyan siya. However, pwede naman na yung moral ng isang tao, isang plus point yon na ma-accept mo siya sa society. As long as a person is good, he is more acceptable in the community. Hindi yun nag-define ng kanyang sexual identity, ang moral. So, tanggapin natin sila in terms of their moral. Okay? So, self-esteem. Baseline self-esteem is stable across adolescents, but barometric or unstable self-esteem may fluctuate rapidly to cause severe distress and anxiety. So, dapat self-esteem, dapat may confidence ka sa sarili mo kahit sino ka man. Kasi ikaw yung nagdadala sa sarili mo. Dapat, you have the baseline of self-esteem. You have the confidence. You have really accepted yourself para magkaroon ka ng self-esteem. Because barometric or unstable self-esteem, sa example, sabihin mo lang, I am confident now, but later you are not confident. Kaya nagko-cause siya ng distress and anxiety sa mga teenagers sa panahon ngayon. Kasi kadalasan sa kanila or kadalasan sa atin, we compare ourselves to others. We are unique. We should not compare ourselves. As long as we are inclined with the changes of the society, we are, diba, naka-incline kahit na naka-incline tayo, wag natin i-compare yung sarili natin sa iba. Okay? We should have the self-esteem. So, minsan, hindi natin ma-aware or yung sarili natin, we are not, hindi natin masasabi na always tayo may self-esteem, always tayo may confidence. Pero, we need to build it up to be able to grow. Diba? Wag go out from your box. Let's go out from our box to be able to discover ourselves. Okay, we are unique. Okay, so define as one's thoughts and feelings about one's self-concept and identity. So, self-esteem. So, yung self-esteem is yung confidence nga. One's self-concept, concept, and identity. So, enjoy self-esteem through supportive relationships. So, sa girls, they enjoy self-esteem through supportive relationship. And for boys, assert independence in defining their relationship, deriving self-esteem from their ability to influence others. Di ba kadalasan sa ating mga girls, we're having more self-esteem kapag may karamay tayo sa mga problema natin, may mapagsasabihan tayo, may parang nag-approach sa atin, may nagpa-pampered sa atin, kaya we have greater self-esteem. Kaysa sa mga lalaki, they are independent by themselves. They can build their own self-esteem without the accompaniment of their friends. They are independent individuals. Yun. So, lack of romantic competence, failure to meet the affection of the opposite sex can be a contributor to low self-esteem in adolescent boys. Kapag yung isang lalaki daw is torpe, of course, there is a failure to meet the affection of the opposite sex. Kahit gusto niya niyang sabihin, pero hindi niya masabi kasi torpe siya, lack of romantic competence. So, ito yung isa sa nagko-contribute ng low self-esteem sa mga adolescent boys. Kaya, may mga lalaki ngayon, na lalaki na din yung ginojowa kasi hindi makapagsabi sa babae. O kaya, may mga lalaki ngayon is no jowa goals kasi kahit may gusto na, hindi pa rin umiimik. Mga torpe. Charot. Pero totoo talaga ito. Low self-esteem. It contributes to low self-esteem. Parang parati silang nanghihiya, ganun. Kasi low yung self-esteem nila. Baka hindi sila magustuhan. Baka mabasted sila. Parang isa din yun sa kanilang iniisip. So, according to the study of Mayer, when a romantic relationship ends, it can both affect the boys and girls. Sa mga breakups ito. However, girls are twice to experience depression, while boys are 3 to 4 times more likely to commit suicide. Yung mga lalaki kasi is, parang ang tawag sa kanila is low-tempered or putungon kung sa Bisaya. However, in girls, they only experience depression. They kadalasan is to pamper themselves. Kumakain, nagpapataba, ganun. Kaya, isa yon sa way nila para ma-cope up ang depression. However, sa mga boys talaga, nagsisuicide, which is not good. Bakit ka ba nagpapakamatay? Hindi pa naman end of the world. So, kadalasan sa mga relationship, dapat talaga adjustment. We need to adjust ourselves towards the change that took place in our environment, in our relationship. Implications for child care, education, and parenting. Parents need to be aware of manifestations of behavioral patterns that require closer communication, guidance, and support. So, kailangan ng mga parents ang care or guidance ng kanilang mga kadalasan. Kailangan ng mga parents na they should guide their children sa mga behavioral changes. Alam mo yun, di ba nag-change ang behavior ng mga bata sa panahon ngayon kasi sa mga impluensya ng gadgets, na environment, ng society. Kaya kailangan ng permiso, authorization, guidance, support, facilitate. Kailangan ng parents na mag-facilitate sa mga changes na yun ng mga bata. Kasi kapag hindi yun nag-guide or hindi yun naka-cut out yung mga maling ginagawa ng mga bata, maaaring dalhin niya yun sa kanyang paglaki, which is hazardous sa kanya. Teachers need to be aware of the possible drop in self-esteem among adolescent learners. So, kapag ang isang bata ay nahihiya, kailangan i-encourage yun ng mga teachers. Huwag mas ipahiya pa. Kasi may mga teachers din sa panahon ngayon, pinapahiya yung mga estudyante. Imbis na sila yung way para mag-change yung estudyante, sila yung mag-change ang estudyante into positive learners, sila pa yung mas nagdi-dig up or pinupull down ang isang estudyante para magkaroon ng lack of self-esteem. Yung sa Tulfo, 'di ba, may isang estudyante na nag-suicide dahil sa kanyang guro, dahil sa mga sinabi nito sa kanya. At yung estudyante naman, hindi nagsasabi sa magulang, kaya naisipan niya na mag-suicide. Yun. Isa yun sa mga risk in low self-esteem and behavioral changes. Kaya kailangan ng parenting and education. Adolescence and nutrition. Sufficient amounts of vitamins, B12, calcium, zinc, iron, riboflavin, and D are necessary, or vitamin D are necessary to adolescents. Vegetables are good, but this should be balanced with food intake that form high quality nutrition. Okay, vegetables are good, but kailangan din ng mga meats, ng protein, ng fruits, ng water, ng milk, ng itlog. Yun, kailangan ito to balance the nutrition, the vitamins, the nutrients that the body needed for the adolescence for its puberty change or its changes. Okay. Body image and the adolescent. Consciousness about body image is strong during the adolescent period. It is important that adolescents feel confident about how they look. Kasi isa din ito, natatawa ko dito kasi may pamangkin ako, naging curious siya kasi nga ako maliit, tapos siya malaki. Tapos maliit siya noon, ako malaki, tapos yan, siya na yung malaki sa akin. Nako-conscious siya sa sarili niya, kaya nagja-jogging siya kasi gusto daw niya magpaliit. Sabi ko, bakit ka ba magpapaliit? Ang bata-bata mo pa. Maari pang mga changes, marami pang magde-changes na magtutok place sa katawan mo. Hindi mo kailangan na i-manipulate yan. Hindi mo kailangan na magpalit ng kain para lumiit. Bawal yan. Kasi, paano mo ma-achieve yung full capacity ng change mo kapag ganyan ka? You are more conscious. You feel the anxiety into your body, that is not good. Okay. So, kaya ngayon, sinasabihan ko siya sa anong dapat niyang gawin. Physical features of human body depends on genetic heritage, which must be respected. So, hindi sabi na maliit ka, pandak ka, is kailangan na siyang ibuli. It should be respected. Kasi, yan yung way na masasabing unique siya na tao, right? So, we should respect everyone's genuinity or uniqueness, diba? Okay. However, there is more to body image than physical looks, and this concern good habits in relation to. So, hindi lang dapat tayo nakafocus sa body image natin and physical looks. However, we should be more concerned about good habits. For example, the cleanliness and grooming, proper wearing of clothes according to current styles, erect body posture, eye contact while communicating, and decorum or good form and confidence and decency. So, hindi lang dapat tayo nakafocus sa body image. Maganda nga tayo, pero hindi naman tayo clean, well-groomed. We have the bad morals, bad manners, bad records. Ganon. Dapat we are more focused onto we should also be focused about the outer looks. Okay? Outer looks natin. Or inner looks natin. Para naman, mas ma-appreciate tayo ng tao. For example, hindi naman tayo kagandahan, kagwapuhan, pero malinis tayo. We are wearing clothes according to current styles. We have erect body posture. Isa yun sa mga, sa panahon ngayon, dito na naghahanap ang mga teenagers ng kanilang parang na-affect, you felt the affection kapag malinis yung tao, 'di ba? You felt the affection when he has good body posture, good morals, eye contact while communicating, confidence, 'di ba? Hindi sa lahat ng panahon makikita yung sarili mo sa looks mo. However, in the inner side of you, okay? So that would be all about my report. I hope you have learned something new for today. Thank you and God bless.